After it encountered some problems while on its way to Europe, the Burkina officials were not very happy about that. They're like, what is the Nigerian military aircraft doing in our airspace? I mean, why are you even passing through our country in the first place? Was there no other route for you to pass? And the Nigerian government has said, look, this is not supposed to be a problem. Why are you making a big issue out of this? Well, the Burkina officials have not told us why they're making a big deal out of it, but some political analysts and indeed conspiracy theorists believe that maybe the Sahel states just do not trust Nigeria very much, especially with the whole talks of, it was France that ordered, it was French President Emmanuel Macron that ordered Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu to go and pursue the coup plotters in Benin Republic. Now, for every democratic country does not want to hear of a coup in another country, even if it is miles away, not to talk about when the coup is happening just with your next door neighbor. And also Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu told Nigerians that the Benin Republic president asked for help, and that's the reason why Nigeria offered that help. It wasn't like the nation just decided that, there's a coup happening there, let's go and help them, without actually asking for their help. Anyway, I'm not alone in the studio right now. I also have Michelle here. How are you doing today, Michelle? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Chama.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
It's good to have you here. So Michelle will be taking your messages today. So direct all of the messages, yes, to our WhatsApp line, and both of us will take your messages before the end of the program. Now, I do have my analyst to talk with me on these issues that are actually going on right now, the issues that I've read out. We'll be looking at insecurity. We'll be looking at the response to insecurity. We'll also be looking at how Buhari treated insecurity according to retired military personnel, Major General Ali-keffi. Now, retired Major General Danjuma Ali-keffi has revealed how a directive from the Muhammad Buhari presidency in 2021 abruptly halted a major military offensive against bandits across the northwest and north central regions at a time when troops were on the verge of achieving decisive victories. Now, the former general officer commanding GOC 1 division and also the head of the covert operations service-wide made the disclosure in a detailed account of internal power struggles, alleged sabotage, and policy decisions, which, according to him, undermined the fight against terrorism and banditry under the previous administration. Now, he also alleged that his troubles began shortly after his appointment as commander of the OSW, a specialized interagency operation focused on terrorism financing and high-level intelligence. Well, I'm now being joined by Professor Emmanuel Odwe Uswe for the analysis on matters this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Professor, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to have you here, Professor.
Thanks.
All right, then. So, Professor Emmanuel Odwe Uswe is a professor of Old Testament Studies and Marriage and Family Counseling. He's the immediate past head of the Department of Religion and Cultural Studies, Benue State University, Makurdi, Nigeria. He has several publications in Old Testament Studies, Ancient Near Eastern Studies, Marriage and Family Counseling, and Interdisciplinary Studies. He's looking forward to research collaboration, especially on topics related to Old Testament counseling, research methodology, African studies that relate to the Old Testament, Hebrew language studies, and human rights issues. And of course, he's a political and public affairs analyst. Welcome again to you, Professor. Let's delve right into the issues, right? You're a professor. You've had your stint in academics. Now, when we talk about, I want us to start, we're talking about insecurity as a situation right now in the country. So we want to look at the different layers to insecurity. Some people are talking about a Christian genocide, others are talking about terrorism, others are talking about Islamic jihadism in the country, saying that that is the reason why terrorism has lasted up to how it has lasted right now. Then we've also seen a wave of coups in some West African countries, with many political analysts saying that is due to bad governance. So we want to tie all of this together, but I want to begin begin with the allegations of Christian genocide, which actually seem to be dying down since United States lawmaker Representative Riley Moore came to Nigeria. He visited Benue State. He met with the Tortiv. He met with certain Christian leaders. He met with the National Security Advisor and some of the Nigerian delegation. He spoke with them, and now it might seem that he's changing his thoughts because he's saying the Nigerian government is on the right path. When he was in the US, he had a lot to say. His voice was the loudest. His voice was very stern, very strict. But now he seems to be changing his voice to be saying that, oh, the Nigerian government is they're trying to phase out the people who are involved in this. Since you are a professor, I want to just get your own perspective. You were a professor. You were the head of Department of Religion and Cultural Studies at the Benue State University, Makurdi, Nigeria. Tell us your experience with this alleged Christian genocide first, before we move into other cases of insecurity in the country and terrorism.
Thank you very, very much. Yes, the media would want us to say alleged genocide so that it will sound nice. But my practical experience is not an alleged, it is a genocide. Except if somebody comes up with a definition that I know as a genocide. Otherwise, all the characteristics of a genocide have been in place in Benue State, and of course in some other states. So to my mind, one of the issues that we tend to look at it in an unfortunate way is the issue of denial. When there is a glaring evidence showing genocide, and then some sectors of our nation deny its existence, I think it worries us because it now gives us a very bad direction. You go to the hospital for treatment, and for some reason you are hiding yourself from the medical doctors about your illness. Definitely you will not receive proper treatment. And so to my mind, this issue of genocide and then the denial coming from some government quarters and some individuals and even some clerics, unfortunately, is worrisome. So please and please, as a scholar who has studied various aspects of this, let me ask one question. The one question is, Boko Haram is from one religion. ISWAP is from the same religion. ISIS from the same religion. Headsmen, headers from the same religion. Bandits from the same religion. Kidnappers from the same religion. Then what are you telling me?
Professor, we cannot actually say that all the kidnappers that are currently operating in Nigeria, not just in the northern region, that they are from one religion. That would not be a very fair assessment, don't you think, Professor?
I am trying to be as careful as I can in terms of usage of words. We are in a democracy. In a democratic environment, majority carries the vote. The person leading us as a president, he is leading us because he assumed that he got the majority vote from Nigeria, even if others had voted against him. So these kidnappers, majority of them are from one religion. Let me be fair with my usage of words. But when you talk about the rest of others like Boko Haram, ISIS, in fact, when they are killing, they are not, they don't hide their motives. They kill in the name of that religion, or the God of that religion. So there is no other way you can reason otherwise. So what I'm trying to also affirm is that the understanding and the description that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria is a fair share of what it is. And we shouldn't deny this, because if you need evidence, then we can provide those evidence.
All right, Professor, let us look at the
Yes.
response of the Buhari administration to terrorism in the country. Of course, we know that terrorism and insecurity did not start under late former President Muhammad Buhari's administration, definitely did not start with the current administration, did not even start with the administration of Jonathan, even though that was one of the first times where we saw a mass abduction of schoolgirls. I'm talking about the Chibok schoolgirls that were abducted in Borno State then.
Yes.
Now, a retired Major General Danjuma Ali-keffi has allegedly come out to allegedly reveal how a directive from Buhari's presidency in 2021 abruptly stopped a major military offensive against bandits across the northwest and north central region of the country. And he's saying that this happened at a time when troops were on the verge of achieving great victories, that if they had gone on that mission, maybe by now we will not be looking, I will not be seeing insecurity so widespread. We will not be seeing this spate of insecurity. You talked about your own personal experience with the issue of insecurity and the alleged Christian genocide. What was your own experience with the response of the Buhari administration and the military agencies as at that time?
And my experience, I lost a relation, a very close relation, in the hands of these so-called headers. But I don't call them headers. They are criminals, they are terrorists. That's what I know. And they are killers. So I lost my relation. Several of them were wounded, but at least some of them survived the machetes and the gunshots. But one of them, very close, lost his life. Now, remember El-Rufai, as the governor of Kaduna State, he came out publicly to say this in a public domain that, look, they brought these criminals, these bandits, in order to chase Jonathan out of the administration. And when Jonathan handed over power, peacefully, instead of resisting to hand over, they decided to settle them. But they did not. The bandits were not satisfied with the settlement, and that's why they remained here. They brought about more than 2,000 criminals to come and oust Jonathan. And so this is, I'm not the one telling you this. It's there in the public domain. It was televised. So which means the intensity of this terrorism is because of the importation of this terrorist by the Buhari administration to get power by all means. But then after getting power, he couldn't settle them properly. And now they ended up creating havoc in Nigeria. But then he couldn't handle them the way he should have handled, because in the first place, they were the ones who invited them. So you cannot invite somebody to come and cause havoc in your country and then turn around to destroy the same person that you invited. That's why he was using kid gloves to handle the issue of insecurity. That's why when this attempt to crush this Boko Haram came up, they think if they crush them, it will not go well with them because of the agreement they had with these criminals. And so this is the challenge that the government itself has created for this insecurity. The government has not been sincere with us. And I started saying that, look, one of the issues is insincerity of both the government and some select individuals on security issues. And so you cannot, to the best of my knowledge, be a perpetrator at the same time bring a solution to what you are also the responsible for. So this is where our government is now, its hands, and let me say its hands are tied down, because even if not everybody in the government is responsible, there are select individuals that know the truth of what it is, and they are direct perpetrators of this evil against our country.
All right, then. Professor Emmanuel, thank you for your thoughts so far. But looking at how insecurity has actually spread in Nigeria at the moment and the response of the Nigerian government and the international community, would you say that there is any hope of phasing it out anytime soon?
If the government is serious, and is sincere, and if individuals are also serious and sincere, and if we, the clergy, are serious and sincere, and if the media is serious and sincere to ourselves, then there will be a way. And this is one of the ways. US is saying, come on, you are having issues here. Please take a look at your nation. What is it? What is going on here? We cannot accept this genocide again. And then US is here now to find out on a fact-finding mission. If we give the full operation and provide detailed information, they have the equipment, they have the technology, they have everything that can assist our security forces to be able to handle this properly. But if we are unable to be sincere with ourselves, and then the problem will still continue even after these foreigners come to assist. Maybe they may contain it at a given period of time, and then once they leave the shores of this country, then we're back to square one. So it's for the sincerity. Are we really sincere in handling security issues? And why would security issues in the past were concentrated in the hands of one religion? Did it ever occur to you? I don't want to mention that religion. But why would these terrorists from one religion? So if we are sincere, then we should think seriously about these questions and know how to go about it properly.
Professor, would you say you are disappointed by what seems to be the change of tone of the U.S. lawmaker that's currently in Nigeria, Representative Riley Moore? His voice seemed to be sterner and stricter when he was on U.S. soil, where he insisted that the Nigerian government is not doing enough to actually curb insecurity in the country. Right now, he's here and he says because he has interfaced with the NSA, he has seen the situation on ground. He has seen that Nigerian government is trying, that they are trying to collaborate with the U.S. He has seen everything that they are doing. How does this actually help those that he has claimed before now were being affected by this insecurity?
Let me tell you, the man is using a play of words. I don't want to speak for him, but he is playing on words. The fact that he is saying they have come, they have seen. What have they seen? The Nigerian government is working. He's telling you the perspective of the government. But come on, they are not only here to listen to the government. They are also here to listen to other segments of the society. And they have come to Benue State too. They have interacted with His Royal Majesty. They have interacted with the bishop. 3 bishops here in Benue State, and they also interacted with some other people too. So they have only the view of the government. But for your information, since the good news is that they are also listening to other segments of the Nigerian nation, and therefore what they have just heard is a piece, because when they first arrived, they arrived in the government, they were there with the government. And now they are beginning to move out of the government quarters to other units of the Nigerian nation. And so when they finally finish their mission, they will have a comprehensive understanding of the issues. So for now, I don't blame them. I only believe that they are speaking the perspective of the government who has been denied this over and over.
So you're saying the government brought them here so that they could change their perspective and their line of thought?
No, the government did not bring them. They were the ones who initiated that. They want to come and see what is here. The government did not invite them here. they made a decision that let us come and see what is happening in Nigeria. So when they came, they met with the government first, and the government told them their narrative and their perspective, which is always denial. Why we are dying in thousands and thousands of communities are ravaged. Come to Benue State and see the number of people in IDPs in Benue State, in their thousands. Go to villages that have been overtaken by these Fulani headers or criminals, not headers, criminals, because they no longer move with cows. They move with AK-47 and do the killings here and there. And so they are there. Those communities are here. If you come to Benue State and you want to be taken to these places, most especially sometimes the security will tell you that the security is not good for you to go there. So, and then somebody sits in the office in Abuja and is telling us on the television that no, everything is under control and the government is doing here and there. Well, we appreciate what they are doing in their offices. But those of us who are in the real rural areas, we know what is going on. And we are experiencing it on a daily basis. It's very pathetic. Let me be very sincere with you. It's very pathetic. The kind of suffering that people are going through. People have been pushed out of their homes and their lands. They are staying in camps. These IDP camps for more, getting to 10 years, some of them. And then you are still saying the government is doing what? Look at what happened in this Benin. How long did it take the government to go and address the issue of this Benin? But when it is happening here, Yellow Water is on the road. Yellow Water here is close to Makodi. All the security apparatus of government are here in Makodi. It will not take even up to 15 minutes to get to Yellow Water and address the situation. The terrorists operated for nearly 2 hours without any other security, without calling for backup or whatever it is. And these people were over probably 300 or even more. They were able to ravage that place and also left as if they came in spirit. They weren't physical. So these are the kind of questions that we ask. If it can take few minutes to get to Benin and address security concern there, and here somebody terrorists operate for hours and hours, and the security are just few minutes away from and would not respond to that, what is it telling you? Is it not a compromise on the part of our government? So these are the kind of questions that really come to my mind when I'm discussing some of these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Emmanuel Odwe Uswe. Now, there is a very new development. Of course, you know that there was an attempted coup in our neighboring country, Benin Republic, on Sunday morning, and some Nigerian troops responded. The Nigerian president sent some there so that they could actually help to quell the situation. Some Nigerians are saying that the show of force that happened there, that this can actually also be carried out to let these terrorists within our borders know that we are serious about pushing back crime and criminality in the country. Right now, the newest report is that the Senate has approved troops to be deployed to Benin Republic. It approved the president's request to deploy Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin in support of efforts to restore peace and stability following last weekend's attempted coup. Now, we've spoken to some Beninese people, and they're saying there is actually peace in the nation. There were no protests, there were no rallies for or against the coup plotters. There are no people on the streets. Of course, the president will be very wary right now, but are these not the troops that are needed to ensure security in the country? Do we really have troops to spare right now?
These are the kind of actions our government take and create a lot of questions and suspicion. Look, most of the terrorists, they are in our forest, and Sambisa forest is their capital. That's what they say, Sambisa Forest. Benin Republic has a bigger landmass than Sambisa Forest. And the government of Nigeria has gone there with their full-fledged armed forces to take care of the security situation and to calm it down. but then the government is unable to comb Sambisa forest and get rid of all these criminals there, and then go to this other forest too, and comb those places and get rid of these criminals. Look, if the government is able to do what it has done in Benin, and then is unable to do what is here within the country, but using our resources to help other countries, which, to my mind, it would have been brilliant if the government is also using the same force and swiftness in handling security issues in Nigeria. Then I wouldn't have any problem to say to help another nation, stabilize that nation, like they did in Sierra Leone and in Liberia. When I was in the U.S., one of the schoolmate from Liberia, he was always thanking Victor Malo, that this is the commander from Nigeria of ECOMAC that rescued them, and this is why he is alive to tell the story. He was so happy to see Nigeria because of what the ECOMAC did there under the leadership of General Malo. Now, when it comes to our own internal security, then the security proves so helpless. Every time there is a complaint of lack of logistic, lack of this, lack of information. Look, we are not kids. We are not kids. Come on, we are not kids. So I think our government needs to tell us these things properly, to explain to us why the swiftness in Benin and the coming down of the security so fast and so good, but then within the country, look at the recent killing of a general in a battlefield, and called for support, and support did not come to him until he was butchered like a helpless human being. And then Nigeria still goes on and claims to be helping for look, it's insane. It doesn't make sense to me. So in a nutshell, I am simply saying what the government has done to go and assist stabilize that nation humanly is reasonable, because if you are with a neighbor and the neighbor is in trouble, it's better you go and assist. It's reasonable. But then generate the same energy and power to solve your security problem, so that we will not continue to die in thousands and thousands as it is now.
All right, Professor Emmanuel. You know, while we're
Yes.
talking about this, there was a report this morning that a Nigerian aircraft was held down in Burkina Faso because it had no clearing to fly over their airspace. The Nigerian Air Force has told us that actually that military aircraft was going to Europe. It was passing by. It had a technical issue and it had to stop. Now, Burkina Faso used to be a member of ECOWAS, but then they left after there was a military coup in the country. While we're talking about this, Niger Republic also released a statement saying that any person's goods, especially goods coming from Nigeria, would have to be thoroughly checked before it can pass through the borders. These are our Sahelian neighbors. Would you say that they do not trust Nigeria anymore because we seem to be unable to take care of our security architecture, and also because they are under military rule? Nigeria, which is their giant neighbor, is still under democratic rule, and so they do not want anything that might undermine their leadership in those countries.
Definitely, I think, and I have strong, I've been persuaded to believe that there is a lack of trust between those countries and Nigeria because of the way and manner Nigeria is handling its security issues. Nigeria is handling security issues with kid gloves. Let me ask you, students are in their secondary school, and then there are security posted there, but after 30 or 40 minutes of commanding the security to leave that premises, then come the criminals who came and abducted these secondary school kids in after just 30 to 45 minutes of recalling the security to leave that venue, that place. What does that tell you? Are we serious with security? We are not. So if we are not serious, then those who are serious with security do what they think is good and safe for their nation until we and nobody will take us serious. To be very sincere, not only these nations, any other nation who is serious about security will not take Nigeria serious. And I'm not taking Nigeria serious too, because I don't know where they are taking these security issues, how they are taking. Look, in Makodi, if you come to Makodi, it's the capital of Benue State. It's so funny. You have the Air Force. They have all the aircrafts here. You also have the army. You have all these units in Makodi. They have occupied a big chunk of land with all the ammunitions. And yet, 20 minutes or less than 20 minutes, the killings occur around Makodi, and yet no response. Are we serious? No, we are not. So any serious nation will not take Nigeria serious, and it serves us right when small countries who are taking their security issues serious say those type of things and take those actions. Then it's a message to the so-called giant of Africa that we need to think twice, otherwise we are consumed. Nobody will take us serious. Nobody.
But
Yes.
how do you see actually this collaboration with countries like France that say that they are willing to help Nigeria out of this security or insecurity quagmire? How do you see the appointment of the former chief of defense staff and now as the minister of defense? How do you see the response to insecurity, like the withdrawal of VIPs from the withdrawal of policemen rather from VIPs? All of these are some measures that have been taken by this administration as a response to the insecurity situation. Or would you say that this is not enough?
I appreciate that it is now they are beginning to know that the security is so serious that they can now withdraw some people from certain sections and bring them back to attend to security, main core security issues. I appreciate that move, but it is not enough to withdraw people from here and there. Decisive actions are being taken against these criminals. How many criminals since then have they been able to arrest or kill? And is there any strategic plan? Because let me tell you, the security knows where all these bandits are. If they are telling us that they don't know, it is just a big lie. They know everything. And then they also know sponsors of this. Nigerian government knows everything. And so if they want to take decisive action, we will know. Even now in Benue State, let me tell you, there are places in Kwandi local government that you dare not go there. And you know what? Because there is gold there. And there are some other minerals there. So the Fulanis had occupied this terrorist. They killed the villagers, they occupy the place right now. Then in Guma local government, there are some places where you cannot go. The indigenous people cannot go to those places. And then you come to Gwe, there are places like that you cannot go in Gwe local government. And I will mention one local government is one of those places that there are such sections that we have to carry heavy security to be able to pass through certain logo. So let me see the action actually take place on ground so that our IDPs return to their ancestral land. When that happens, otherwise for now, what we're doing now is just a media message. It's not actual efforts that we can say efforts are now on the ground and things are taking shape. No. Let these people, we have more than 10 IDP camps in Benue State. And each of them is housing not less than 2 to 3 or 4,000 IDPs. So let effort be in such a way that their lands, ancestral lands, are secured, and then rehabilitation takes place, and rebuilding of their communities takes place, returning of this to their ancestral land so that they live their normal life in their father or mother land. That is good and fine. Look at what is going on in Kogi now. If you move out of Benue State here to go through Kogi to some other places on your own, that's what is going on. So I appreciate the effort that they are taking, a change of chief of security or defense minister, whatever it is. I appreciate this they are making, but let those changes be aggressive so that everybody will know that now it is safe for me to go to my community and do my farming activity. Benue State is predominantly agrarian state. Farmers do this to earn their living, to pay children school fees, to go to hospital, pay the hospital fees, and this and that. So please let those efforts be in such a way that these people are moved from IDPs to the ancestral land. For now, they are still in IDP.
All right. Before you go, Professor, how would you assess the response and the steps taken against insecurity by the administration of late President Muhammadu Buhari and the current administration? Would you say President Tinubu is doing better? And if he is or if he isn't, how can he do better?
Well, the assessment of the previous administration, I already made my comment on that. I made a comment that he was part and parcel of the insecurity. So you cannot solve the problem, you were perpetrating the problem. And then to this current administration, I think this current administration, he is living in denial. If the current administration is not living in denial, I would have expected a more concerted effort to dealing with security. So, living in denial until somebody else outside said, "What is happening in your country?" And all of a sudden, they are woke up from their sleep and they are running here and there. Please, at my level, I cannot be moved by those of sudden, slight movement here and there, pretending to be doing so. Let them do something aggressively and let us be at peace in our houses, in our farmlands, and then I know that this current administration also is doing something serious. For now, I'm just watching to see where they will take us to, because I don't know where they're taking us. I don't know because there's no guarantee that if I move from Makudi to Abuja now, from Makudi to Abuja, whether I will be able to reach Abuja or not. I don't know, because criminals, they normally just come out of the bush. By they do their operation in 15, 20 minutes. Even if you call security agents that are around, nobody comes to your aid. They will just carry you to the bush, and that's the end of the story. So let the current administration be more serious than what it is, and they know what to do. I am not the one to tell them what to do. They know what to do. So if they want to be, let them show that seriousness more than what is written on the pages or newspapers and on television and there.
All right, Professor, I want to let you go now, but there is this development that the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has declared a state of emergency in West Africa over increasing coups. They say this is being prompted by bad governance across the region. You can actually tie bad governance, yes, to the coups, to terrorism, to a low quality of life, to resistance and revolution from the people, to protest, and indeed other situations. I want to get on this just before you go.
Okay.
You know, there are some Nigerians that are of the opinion, some political analysts, African political analysts are of the opinion that some of these Sahelian leaders would want West Africa to be militarized. They would go as far as sponsoring coups in some West African countries so that Africa can be run by the military and push out maybe Western ideas and Western imperialism and anything like neo-colonialism. Do you also do you go by that school of thought?
No, I have a different opinion. My opinion about leadership in this Africa is that most of the leaders are not transparent, are not sincere, are not disciplined. They are simply deceiving their people from time to time and getting away with billions, if not trillions. What am I saying? It is not the armed forces, not the military leadership that is important, not the democratic leadership that is important. It is how you govern your own people. If African leaders are sincere to themselves and would want to use resources of their nation for the good of the general public, so that even the ordinary person on the street we appreciate, then that's what we are looking for. We are looking for sincerity. We are looking for discipline. We are looking for transparency. We are looking for selfless saving. But let me ask you a question. Does it not even occur to you that it is of recent that ASU has, for some reason, agreed to increase the salary of a professor by 40%? This is the argument that was on table since 2009. And nobody implemented it until, look, from 2009 to this place was 16 years. Is that a serious government when education sector is on the ground? So what we are saying is not neither military leadership or democratic leadership. We are talking about quality, sincere, and disciplined leadership. So whether the person is in uniform or is not in uniform, if we can get the quality leadership we want, then we will appreciate. Some of us will have no problem. If you carry gun and you are not just indiscriminate and killing people, I have no problem with it. You can carry gun. Where there is war, you go. Where there is no war, you run. And that's it. But then treat human beings respectfully, carefully, what they desire for them. And the government, the role of government is to procure life and property. This is the main function of government, to ensure that your people are living in safety and their property is safe so that they can go about doing their businesses. This is where the government is failing. So whether it's armed forces or it's a democratic regime, we want quality and sincere, transparent and disciplined leadership so that everybody does what is for himself.
Professor, I must thank you for joining me on the program this afternoon. I really appreciate your perspective. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your analysis. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Highly welcome. I really appreciate
it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the interaction. But before you go, Professor, I know I've been saying it as I do not have a question this time. But I'm just taking concluding thoughts. What would you say to the government? What would you say to the people who have been affected? What would you say to Nigeria? Even go into another political dispensation, another electoral atmosphere as we approach 2026. We know how politics can affect the quality of our lives. What be your message to Nigerians, those affected by insecurity and terrorism, those unaffected by insecurity and terrorism, those who are part of the electoral and political process, Nigerians who determine who can be their next president, their next governor, their next leader, their next House of Reps member? What would you say to Nigerians as your concluding thoughts, your final message, just before you go?
Oh, thank you very, very much. My advice is that we should be looking whatever position somebody is taking for 2027. We should be looking for somebody who will be sincere. We should be looking for somebody who is transparent. We should be looking for somebody who has a good track record in the little thing that was entrusted to. We should be looking for somebody who cares about life, the life of his or her citizenry. We should be looking for somebody who is a visionary leader, somebody who will drive development, who will care for our welfare, who will be concerned about the least in society. Somebody who will. It is not somebody who will tell. When we have like 500 billion, the person will take 459 billion and leave us with 1 billion. Look, this is we should leave aside all this our myopic thinking of yes, he's a tribe, yes, he's an ethnic group, yes, he speaks a language, yes, he's a church, he's a religion, he's on. Look, criminals are criminals, whether they are from this religion or that. If they are criminals, they are criminals. So we should be looking for sincere, transparent, accountable, and caring leaders for 2027. Not just for anybody who comes and tells us that he wants to lead us. Lead us where? To more deaths or to what? So these are the kind of my thoughts to our dear brothers and sisters in Nigeria. We are really heading to a period that will determine a lot about the nation, because where we are is not good. And if we repeat a similar mistake in 2027, I think that will be the end of the story. That's the end. Nigeria will be doomed. That's it.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you for your time.
Thank you
For your perspective. Enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for being a part of the conversation. All right, you have been listening to Professor Emmanuel Odwe Uswe. He was the former head of a department at the Benue State University. He's been telling us of his own experience with insecurity, how the previous administration handled it, how the current administration is handling what Nigerians can get ahead of 2027. It's 28 minutes before 3 p.m. It's time for you to call to be a part of the conversation. The number to call is 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. You can also send your message on WhatsApp 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338 WhatsApp. We're streaming live on YouTube. It's a quarrel on the YouTube comments. Like it's not a war, is a fight. All right, leave your comments, please. Comments that I can read on the YouTube platform, and I'll take it. All right, VOP 903 FM was live on YouTube. But call me up to be a part of the conversation. Time for me to hear your perspective. Please keep it short, keep it simple, keep it polite when you call. Welcome to Matters. Good afternoon.
Okay, Choma, good afternoon. This is MD. I'm calling from Surulere.
Thank you for calling. MD, go right ahead.
The professor has spoken very well, and we have also spoken that line since all this time. But the problem is, I just cannot speak because we cannot speak in one voice, and our leaders are taking us for a ride. They can produce themselves into offices, and have done this time over to our own detriment. Imagine what the professor said. I have said it yesterday. In years, we have a commander chief moved to Bengal for what benefit to Nigerians. Over the place, deaths, Benue and Plateau in particular are filled and we seem as if we are not bothered. They have their cars and every other thing for 27, as if everything is starts and ends there. It is just too appalling. We need special rejuvenation and fiscal mobilization. Otherwise, we will continue to be there, and it's very, very unfortunate. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day as well. MD 08036929933 08036929933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. You can also send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. Please turn off your radio set before you call. Hello.
Hello, Lady Thomas.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing? Welcome.
Yeah, your guest spoke really well. Now, the pain is that, it's clear enough that we have a government that has the capacity to tackle insecurity, but they deliberately are not doing it. And what have we seen? Look at the swiftness to which they went to Benin. So now, the that, this kind of democracy that our leaders, which is peculiar to Western Africa, that's why our people here and there, which is what our present president is turning into an emperor. Now, all the governors are coming to him, coming to his party, is a one-party state. What Nigerians should be worried about now is getting a credible leader, which doesn't seem to look possible at all. Because even the electoral reform that needs to be done, it will not be carried out, and I don't see any hope. The only thing that can happen is if Nigerians come out with one voice. You understand? And what this position are playing on, using against that, they know that Nigerians are divided. They focus on religion and ethnic line. So Nigerians is left to you. Sheima Kede has said it before. He said the 2027 election will be between Nigeria and APC. He knows what is in announcing. Nigerians come together. I'm telling you, Nigerians are going nowhere. Have a good day, my dear sister.
Thank you so much for your call. 08036929933. 08036929933. That's the number you can call to be a part of this conversation. Send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. It's about 20 minutes before 3 p.m. In this 20 minutes, let's try to have a conversation before we make way from the crew from her time. Hello.
Hello, Shirama.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine. St. Vicar calling from Ikoton.
Welcome to the conversation.
Yes, I just want to summarize my thoughts. The insecurity and the external embarrassment we have been facing. If people had treated the issue of security severely, if they are dealt with this severely, we will not be having this external embarrassment we are having. If we had treated it the way it ought to be treated, not with kid glove, and it's because the people who are based insecurity here, they have external people they are colluding with. If we can do this embarrassment would have stopped for a long while. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. 0803-692-9933. That's the number you can call to be a part of these conversations. Send a message on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338. 0817-175-6338. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
I'm good. This is Abdul calling from Ketwalakoya.
Welcome to the conversation.
Yes, for me, I don't believe in democracy. I neither believe in it. I keep saying it. In democracy, it's the popular person that will win an election. It's not the best person. So it's the person that it might be the person that has the only one vote that is best candidate among them. But because it's not popular and does not have money to share, it will not win the election. So popularity does not mean someone is very good or is a good candidate. So Nigeria, we should come together and call ourselves together to know how to govern ourselves. It's not compulsory to use democracy. It's not compulsory to use military. There's no government that we can establish ourselves. So that's my own take. Even though Nigeria will come together next election that want to vote against APC. APC has power, they have everything. The man is not the president before he became the president. Now he's the president. You think it's easy to collect power from him? It's not easy. That's not the truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call. 080369 6929933. 22 minutes before 3 p.m. Let's have a conversation in this short time that we have. 086929933. Send a message on WhatsApp 208171756338. Hello.
Oh, good afternoon, Chema.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, my name is Joshua Poppins, Davidanet, aka you don't know, aka I'm a citizen of Nigeria now retired.
Retired today.
Don't worry, my nationality is to myself. See, Chema, I don't want to make on they use like a leg again, I beg. Sure, you don't clear for now, now, say the government they involved in this thing. Sure, you don't see what they do for. You know, clear say these people know what to do, but they just no one do. You know, everybody want to talk again. And the person I had that will respect himself, my children will respect. See what Benedict talk and Niger who they give like you know they see, we they give a like. Now they don't they talk to us anyhow. We will not wake up, rat out these people from Abuja. Nothing they suffer. We will not they see 2027 we go call, you go. Now I mean they tell you as I did, I'm a former citizen of the country.
But you still live for Nigeria, Abi?
Yes, I'm a former citizen of Nigeria residing in Lagos.
Hawkins for a call. 080369299. 20 minutes before 3 p.m. Let's have a conversation. 08036929933. Call me up. Hello, welcome to Matters.
Hello, Chama. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
Good. Ben from Eva.
Welcome, Ben.
All right. Chama, this I guess that on time. I don't know whether these delegates from America, whether they went to IDP camp to see all the whole IDP camps that this year guests have said. They have about 4,000, 5,000, 3 different IDP camps. They're supposed to move around and see by themselves. Chama, it is obvious. It is obvious. The federal government is sympathizing with them. These things that are happening, Jimmy, there is a game plan. I'm telling you the truth. This is jihadist. It is jihadist. These people are they are planning to Islamize this country.
Do you really believe so, or you're just echoing what other people are saying?
Choma, I've been saying this thing to VOP since VOP started 2022. LPJ told us that Nigeria should be aware of Islamization, jihad, and Fulanization. These three things are now happening before our very face. All these children you see now, this thing is not kidnapping. It is gimmicks. It is gimmicks. What did they tell us? That the children are well, they are good, they are well taken care of, they are okay where they are. Can you imagine? How can you say that little children for 5 years, 4 years, 6 years are okay, they are happy, they are well taken care of in the forest? By who? By bandits. They just went and collected 100 of them. What are they? I see that when these people come, then they will bring out 100. What type of case is that one? What in this country? Everybody should wake up. This is not when we are playing politics. This is gimmicks, stunt. All these things actors do. You see them jump from clip. It is not happening at all. Look at the they are there. With AK-47, nobody is arresting them. Military checkpoint is everywhere. And these things are happening. Call them from the school, call the military, call them out. Immediately call them. These people attack the school. And you look at this Niger on they killed 300 children. They said, the people there said that they saw a helicopter with Nigerian logo color flying all over the school when this kidnapping was going on. After the kidnapping, the helicopter came back, moving around to make sure that no child is remaining. What type of nonsense is this in the country?
Thank you for your call, Ben. Thank you for your call, Ben. Thank you for your call, Ben. 0803-692-9933, 0803-692-9933. Please, let's keep our opinions polite. Let's keep it factual as well, all right? 0803-692-9933. Send the message on WhatsApp to 08171756338. Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Please turn off your radio set. What's your name and location? All right, give me a call back. 0803-692-9933. Two more calls and then we'll take your messages and then we'll call it a day. Welcome to Matters.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Yeah. This is Mr. Emmanuel calling.
welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. I want to say this. It is a fulfillment of man Dan Follow, who said that he would descend from the ultimate path down to the realm. Therefore, it is no longer a thing of a doubt. So this is the fulfillment of the founding father of the jihadists. I am correct if this word had not fulfilling.
Thank
May
you.
God bless the country.
Thank you for your call. 0803-692-9933. We'll take just one more call and then we'll take your messages. Please send your messages to 0817-175-6338. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Where are you calling from? What's your name? Welcome. Thank you for calling.
Chairman, do you know what it means for somebody to kidnap people again? 300. You know how many bosses? Not 1 point, not 2 points. But almost four bosses actually to 4 bosses to consent about 350 people. And they just brought, they say electricity escape, little children escape. Now, they put 100 back. Without gunshots, no arrest. But this country we are finished. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for your call. All right, then. We can't take any more calls because of our time. It's before 3 p.m. In the next 15 minutes, we'll be your messages. So please send your messages on WhatsApp to 0817-175-6338, 0817-175-6338 on WhatsApp. So when you send your message on WhatsApp, we'll take it. But right now, we can't take any more calls. So Michelle will be taking your messages on WhatsApp.
Good afternoon, Chema and rest of VOP family. Chema, your government is telling us that the government of Benin Republic invited the Tinubu government for help. Chema, how do you want me to believe that when the man in question is in the hands of the coup plotters, the coup plotters are already taken over and are in control of the situation, size radio and television stations? So, where did the Benin president got the chance to contact the Nigerian government? This government of APC started with lies, deceit, and propaganda, and they will surely end up with these 3 subjects. If the US is changing their mind or utterances concerning the genocide against Christians in Nigeria, Shema, anything APC cannot do does not exist. A lot of sacrifices is going on against the US in Nigeria so that they will change their minds in a positive way for the government. Please, can anyone tell me one single truth coming from APC government since 2015 till date? Truth coming from APC government. Oh God, arise and trouble those that are troubling Nigeria. Mayor from Ikotu Egbe.
Thank you for your message. But actually, when you say, the coup plotters were already in charge of the country and the TV stations, so where the Benin Republic president get the chance to call Nigeria's president is actually a little funny, because of course he did have the chance. Guess what? The coup plotters, they were not even up to half of the full Benin Republic military, right? There were just about 12 people, about a dozen people, right? So that, of course, that's the reports that we're getting. That's the word that we know. There may have been more. There might have even been up to 50, but it's not the military strength of that country. So while the coup plotters were doing what they were doing, the rest of the military that were loyal to the president, loyal to the people, the rest who did not want to be part of the coup, of course, they protected the president. And then he was able to reach out to the president. I'm just, looking at the scenario. Of course, I wasn't there. I don't know how exactly it happened, but for the fact that the president came out on Monday to talk to his people, to talk to the international community, know that he was protected. So, of course, he had every opportunity to call on the Nigerian president. I just wanted to correct that assertion. Michelle, please continue with the messages.
Good afternoon, Shoma. These insecurities have been tormenting us 4 years now, and our troops have not been able to bomb them, but can use force to run to the aid of other countries. US has come in and agreed with them to say Nigeria is doing well because they have promised him oil money. No wahala, all thanks to your quest. He has just said the way it is. Good afternoon, Chioma. Collaborating with what Professor Emmanuel said on the importation of foreign terrorists, we forgot soon how the terrorists who attacked the Abuja Kaduna train under the leadership of Muhammad Buhari said that the government knows what we want. Same terrorists went ahead to attack President Buhari's first pilot convoy. Till date, the presidency has kept mute. APC should please clean the mess they created, all in the name of power grabbing. The action against Benin Republic has further exposed the APC government complicity of insecurity in Nigeria. Ezekiel from Good afternoon, Chioma Innocent and the guest. A Nigerian Air Force C-130 aircraft made an emergency landing in Burkina Faso due to a technical issue, and because the AES has been at odds with Nigeria and ECOWAS due to recent tensions and Nigerian intervention in Benin coup attempt. However, the Nigerian Air Force has clarified that the landing was cautionary and followed international safety protocols. Diplomatic efforts are underway to resolve the situation, with Nigeria seeking the release of the aircraft and its 11 crew members. My advice to the government is, since we are still giants of Africa, we should try and make peace among other African countries. Mr. Ogumboyi Idimu. Good afternoon, Choma, and great afternoon to the Professor Emmanuel Solomon Asika from Mushi. Choma, in fact, the professor has said it all. You can see swift and prompt government and answer a call for help from another country. But right here in our backyard, a major Uber called for help, but help couldn't get to him, and he was killed by the traitors called terrorists or bandits. Whatever name the government deemed fit to call them, is a pity and a shame. Good afternoon, Choma, and the barrister with you. In fact, the barrister said it all. To me, this government is taking us for granted. They doesn't want the US to come, but they are rushed to Benin Republic while avoiding the US to come to our aid. I am suspecting this government because they want to gather votes come from 2027. If they attack the hoodlums, it will affect their votes. But whether they like it or not, Nigerians are not happy with them and will surely vote them out in 2027. Enough is enough. Who is playing who? If this government wants to chase these bandits out, it wouldn't take them anything. People are dying on a daily basis, hungry propaganda and insecurity everywhere. All these farmers in IDP camps, how will they go back to their homes and farm in order to have enough income next year? Jude from Alaba. When righteous rule, the people rejoice. Nicholas. Chima, good afternoon. Please stop supporting this government, please.
My take on the Nigerian military aircraft in Burkina Faso. What is Nigerian military aircraft doing in space? Knowing fully well emergency issues may come up. Can America or Israel transport military aircraft in airspace? On the issue of where go to the locals and hear from them, because the government will always tell lies just to keep playing politics. We have no political fight in the country. John from King.
Good afternoon, Choma. This is Shima through but need sleep. Nigerians did not make any mistake in 2023 elections. El Rufai, Babachir Lawal, and Amici said that all won the election. This assertion was not challenged. Electoral reforms can correct the present quagmire. Wow, Chichi, you and your guest this afternoon are just wonderful, superb. Your guest has said it all. He who has here, let him hear. My name is Joseph.
Dear Chairman, I'm against military coup, but I am equally against Nigeria's interference in Benin's coup. This will pitch us against Benin Republic. It started happening. Nigerian government should learn to seek sound advice before jumping into international matters. Afam from Ejigbo.
Chairman, good afternoon. Our government are not serious at all. And imagine what is happening in our dear country, Nigeria, the insecurity, and our government are not showing any seriousness in securing the life and properties of Nigerians. It is a pity our government will be in haste to secure another neighboring country. God is watching. My name is Pastor Ikechukwu from Kafali. aka Chizimopo. God bless you all for your good works on VOP.
Why can't we say it the way it is in Nigeria? It's under APC the words allegedly. Come have some news. Even in media stations. Shoma, is it the that is not fighting security? They are very swift to go to Benin. What kind of democracy are we practicing?
Good afternoon, Chimama. The more we gather and talk to infinity, the more the problems keeps escalating. Is it possible to be a private citizen in this world? I want to apply and stay away from this evil authority over me. Chingongun from Chicago University.
Good afternoon, Shoma. The deployment of troops to Benin is a selfish decision, though it's been approved by the Senate Commission Opinion Poll. You see that 95% of Nigerians are not in support. It will be risky to allow Tinubu in office beyond 2027. Bernard Agbo from Bariga. Good afternoon, Shoma. Your energy is a bit feeling alright. Do you want to take the
No, you.
Oh, do you want to take the
I don't monitor
notice? I'm not actually. I'm not feeling alright. Something they do me, but I don't know if you just tell you what's they do me, but I'm okay. Thank you. God is your strength. I don't like how the government is romancing with French president. Let them do the right thing and save us from international disgrace. Vincent, aka but why from Mushin. Good afternoon, Chama. Gabriel from Peru. Honestly, no Nigerian president has taken this country for granted and have politicized lives and security of citizens of this country like late Buhari, Tinubu, and AP. If Trump had not threatened them, Nigeria would have continued. Abi, why did immediately Trump threaten them? Suddenly, all the northern leaders woke up. They knew how to meet together to take decision. Killing of Nigerians was not such a serious matter, or they would have converged. Why must it be the of America that will move them to together? It took the political will of former President Musa Yar'Adua to solve the agitations of the Niger Delta militants. The president cannot muster such politics will and courage. 1,000 General Musa cannot do anything. Ola from Shasha. Good afternoon. Fidelis Samakota. Does it mean those Americans that are in Nigeria don't know what is going on once they've not been to Benue and Plateau to see those in the camp when they're going back to their residence? Because that's what is the major problem, so that we will start to have food. Good afternoon, Chairman. Government delegations to visit Wata and other villages taken over by killer headers. First-hand information. They should follow FG arrange meetings. Anaklet and Nebunwa from Alagbado. Nigerians in angry flood. Biceps sufficiently weakened for a pull to the surface. Unfortunately, we've lost our soldiers to the cons of the Lord. A ladder from a genuine foreign power can refloat. Sam Okwa, the poet from Dokmemu, Lagos. Thank you so much for your messages on WhatsApp. All right. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Delka Ethos. Yes. Actually, what you don't know, Delka Ethos was all those people were seized the national television station to broadcast that they are taking over the country. They were just outside, according to reports, just outside the military that did not want coup. They besieged them. How do you think they were able to round them up? They've declared the leaders of the coup wanted. So it's a lot, right? We may not be privy to what exactly went on there, but of course we'll give you the information we have. And that's all we take on today's episode of Matters. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. My name is Shoma Innocent. Till I come your way again tomorrow. Do all you can to be a better citizen, all right? And make sure you help your neighbors this Christmas. Share the little that you have so that we can all be happy and celebrate in peace and progress. My name is Shoma Innocent. Fun House Time with MC Chooks and Dr. Walkie Talkie comes up shortly. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah?
Have a nice day.